It's your boy Rocha back here with another 49ers review video. As you can see on the screen, the San Francisco 49ers in overtime on the last play of the game do suffer their first loss of the year, 27-24, as the Seahawks come in Monday Night Football and pull out the victory. This game was such an emotionally drained video game. If you guys want to watch it, it is on my channel. The ups and downs. 49ers at one point were up 10. They were down 11. Had a chance to win in overtime, and Chase McClellan shanked, and I mean completely shanked a field goal to the left. The defense was phenomenal. Again, I know they got 27 points, but 7 of those came off of a turnover from the 49ers offense. And the defense was just phenomenal again. In fact, and the offense was awful. In fact, let's get down to it. Let's start out with the defense. The defense, again, was phenomenal. They picked off Russell Wilson, Dre Greenlaw. He had a good game for his first start, filling in for Quan Alexander. He had a pick in overtime that I thought would seal the game, but unfortunately he did not. Emmanuel Mosley, Richard Sherman, they were great in coverage today, last night. Emmanuel Mosley's looking like a star in the making, a gem, an undrafted free agent gem. Be interesting to see when Witherspoon comes back this Sunday what they're going to do with Mosley. Fred Warner had one of the best games of his career last night. Fred Warner had 10 total tackles, 3 tackles for loss, in 2 pass deflection and 2 sacks. Emmanuel Mosley also had 10 tackles. He had 3 pass deflections. K'Wan Williams, he was good. 9 tackles. He had a half a sack. Tackle and a half for a loss. And Dre Greenlaw, he did good. DeForest, Arik Armstead had a sack and a half. DJ Jones had a sack. So there you go. There's that. Again, the defense, 14 turnovers. They got 1 pick, and I believe they forced 5 fumbles, recovered 3 of them, including 1 in the fourth quarter by DeForest Buckner, who ran it home for his first career tutty. And what made it a 3-point game at the time, and of course 49ers tied to go in overtime. But the defense again just continues to prove why they are, if not the best defense, the second best defense in the league. The defense, just continues to shine. Nick Bosa, he didn't record a sack, but he did record 8 total tackles, including a tackle for loss. He was all over the field. He unfortunately did not get a sack, but he was in the backfield creating pressure on Russell Wilson. But the run defense allowed 187 yards, 89 of those to Chris Carson, 53 of them to Russell Wilson. So they need to figure out the run defense. Russell Wilson had an okay game, 24-34, 232 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. And of course, that pick did come in overtime. But he was good enough to win this game. He's always a 49ers killer. He's not appreciated enough in this league. Russell Wilson's such a great talent, and I can see why he might win MVP this year. But again, guys, defense came to play. The defensive line was there. DJ Jones had a good game before he went out with an injury. Ronald Blair had a good game before he's most likely down for the year, which sucks. So again, the defense came to show. They played a phenomenal game. I think they just got too tired at the end of the game and allowed the game-winning field goal at the end of the game. So let's move on to the offense. The offense, I don't even want to talk about the offense. The offense was piss poor. When Emmanuel Sanders went down with what they're calling, actually we'll talk about the injury here in a bit. When he went down, the offense went to complete shit. Jimmy G was 24 of 46, ouch, for a touchdown and a pick. The run game, nothing. Tevin Coleman, 40. Raheem Mostert, 28 yards. And Matt Breida, 18 yards. Leading with Stetson, the only player who came to play on the offense pretty much today was Deebo Samuel. 8 receptions, 112 yards. Kendrick Bourne, he was dropping passes like there was no tomorrow. He had 42 yards of the touchdown. He had the only touchdown for the 49ers. Well, I should say the only 49ers touchdown in the air. But again, the offensive line, McGlinchey and Staley looked awful. Richburg got hurt, but he came back in a series later. So I think everything's good with him. But McGlinchey, Staley were awful in the return. I think they just had to get their footing going. Man, don't get me wrong, though. I got to give credit to Seattle defense. Got to give credit to the Seattle defense. They had 5 sacks. Trey Flowers had one. Al Woods had one. Jadeveon Clowney, he was a monster, man. 5 tackles, 1 sack. He had a strip fumble. He had a touchdown. Jadeveon Clowney was all over. Pone Ford had a half a sack, and Jerron Reed had a sack and a half. So again, credit to the Seahawks defense. Quandre Diggs had the pick. Credit to the Seahawks defense. They were phenomenal. They came to play. And Jimmy G also was not that great again. Through that pick, he had 2 fumble losses, including one for a touchdown. The other one was in Seattle territory as well. So Jimmy G, probably his worst game of the season, even though his stats aren't too bad. Although the 24 incompletions is not that great, but he didn't have much to work with. Kittle was hurt. Sanders went down. Wide receivers were dropping balls like there was no tomorrow. Offense was just piss poor. The offensive line was atrocious. Wow, correction. Joe Staley and Mike McGlinchey was atrocious. Inside, Tomlinson, Richburg, and Person was fine. They were fine. But on the corners, McGlinchey and Staley were awful. They got to get this offensive line fixed. I think they will. I think it's just them both coming back from injury. They just weren't ready to play last night. Offense needs to show up. If Emmanuel Sanders is out for a little bit, George Kittle out for a little bit, they got to step up. They just have to. They got to stop dropping passes. This offense got to step up without their big boys. So injuries for this game. Al Shahir went out with a concussion. DJ Jones without a groin injury. It looks like Ronald Blair is going to be out for the year with a torn ACL. Emmanuel Sanders went out of this game with a rib injury. So that sucks. Ronald Blair was a great backup rusher, but 49ers do have Kadavius Street eligible to come off of IR. They also look like they might get Jalen Hurd off of IR this week. So those two can fill in, especially if Sanders is out for a little bit with the rib injury. Those other injuries, so Al Shahir should be fine. Sully went out of the game for a little bit, but he came back. Same with Richton Westberg. He came out of the game for a little bit, but he was fine. So again, looks like they lost Ronald Blair to a torn ACL, which sucks. But 49ers do have depth now. Solomon Thomas got to step up. A Kadavius Street coming off IR. He's got to step up. Now DJ Jones out for a little bit. Sheldon Day's been stepping up. Julian Taylor's going to be playing now. So 49ers are fine. The Ronald Blair injury does suck, but they do have depth there. Let's hope to God Manuel Sanders just had a bruised rib or something, and he's good to go for next Sunday. So again, defense, guys, was great. Phenomenal. They showed up to play. 5 sacks, a pick, 3 4 fumbles, including a touchdown. And the offense was piss poor. Jimmy G was overthrowing. He actually, in overtime, underthrew Debo, who beat the defender. That would have been a touchdown. So Jimmy G was overthrowing, underthrowing. Wide receivers were not catching the ball. Run game could not get going. Offensive line was piss poor. So just a bad offensive showing for the 49ers. But they're still 8-1. They're still the number 1 seed, and they still have a 1-game lead on the division over the Seahawks. Next up for the San Francisco 49ers is this Sunday, which I will be live streaming 1 o'clock against the Arizona Cardinals. 49ers have a good bounce back game, so hope they show up. Guys, let me know your thoughts and comments below. Hit that like, hit that sub, hit that notification bell if you're new to the channel. Appreciate you guys stopping by for this video. Hope you guys have a good day. And again, I'll see you guys Sunday with 49ers and Cardinals. Have a good day, guys.